What are the top things to do in Phuket? In Phuket, there are a lot of things to do that will make you remember them. The island itself has a beautiful old town with a lot of history, great places to look out from, and famous cultural landmarks. It's also a good place to stay if you want to visit the nearby islands and their must-see sites. There are places like Phang Nga Bay and the Phi Phi Islands that are known all over the world. Phuket is a place with a lot to offer, so the best things to do there have something for almost every kind of traveler. Let's look at 10 things you can do in Phuket and see what interests you. Number 1. Phang Nga Bay. Phang Nga Bay is unique. A day spent here is something you'll never forget and will make you think. The sheer limestone cliffs that stick straight up out of the emerald green water make the bay stand out. You can go boating in Phang Nga Bay. There are many safe places to anchor, and the limestone cliffs make for a beautiful background. Because it is protected from both the northeast and southwest monsoon seasons, its waters are calm all year. This adds to the beauty of its natural sights and a large number of animals. Sumet Nang Shi viewpoint is on a hilltop, about 30 minutes by car from Phuket. It went from being almost unknown to one of the most popular views in Phang Nga very quickly. Number 2. Phi Phi Islands. The Phi Phi Islands are Thailand's most famous group of islands. Maya Bay got a lot of attention in the movie The Beach, which was set there. It's something that tourists all over Thailand talk about. Some people only come to Phuket for this reason. Despite all the hype, it lives up to expectations. This small group of islands is 43 kilometers west of the coast of Krabi. It is made up of 6 islands. A big part of Phi Phi's charm is her beauty. One of the best things to do in Phi Phi is dive. Many serious and professional PADI dive centers offer courses on the island, from Discover Scuba Diving to Dive Master. When you get close to the islands by boat, they look like a fortress rising out of the water. Overhead, there are steep cliffs that end in a jungle that grows right up to the beach. Most people fall in love at the first sight. Number 3. Big Buddha Phuket. The Big Buddha sits on top of the Nakerd Hills and looks over Chalong Kata and Rawai. It can be seen from most of the south of Phuket. It is 45 meters tall and cost 30 million baht to build. A smaller golden image made of solid brass stands next to it, and there is also a shrine near the site's parking lot. On the way up to the Big Buddha, you drive through a beautiful jungle, and having a map with you at the top will help you find all the sites. Open from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. every day. There are also a few smaller statues of Buddha and monks who are highly respected. Number 4. Similan Islands. The beautiful Similan Islands are surrounded by clear blue seas and beautiful white sand beaches. The 9 islands are about 30 kilometers off the coast of Khao Lak. Island hoppers and scuba divers will love them. They are known as some of the best places to dive in the world because of the beautiful coral reefs and clear water. The famous sailing boat rock is on Similan number 8, which is a must-see island for people who don't dive. The limestone islands of Krabi and Phang Nga Bay, which most people think of when they think of the Andaman Sea, are more beautiful than the Similans. Instead, you'll find low-lying formations with thick forests covering them. At first glance, the biggest thing that stands out about these islands is the huge rocks that cover the western and southern shores of several of them. The white coral sand beaches are another highlight. Number 5. The temples of Wat Chalong and Phuket. Wat Chalong is one of the most important temples in Phuket, and thousands of people visit it each year. It's beautifully decorated with hundreds of tiny pieces of glittering glass on each pagoda that reflect light in a way that never ends. It has an interesting history and is the spiritual center of Phuket Island. But Wat Chalong isn't the only temple in Phuket that's worth seeing. There are a lot of them all over the island, and some of them have some really cool Buddha statues inside. Each has its own unique charms and interesting things about it that make it worth looking for and exploring. One of the most important Buddhist statues at Wat Chalong is Po Tan Jau Wat. It is in the old hall on the west side of the temple, which has two statues of an old man named Ta Ki Lek. Number 6. Phuket Night Markets. There are a lot of night markets to choose from in Phuket. Each one is special in its own way, but they all have interesting souvenirs for cheap prices. They are great places to try local street food and snacks, and some of them also have music and performances. Since stores are open in the evening, you won't get too hot while shopping. Phuket's Chilva Market is a cool night market with a bit of a bohemian vibe, and a huge number of food, clothing, and souvenir stalls. The Phuket Weekend Market is the largest evening market on the island. It's a fascinating mix of used goods, oddities, and souvenirs. You can also try some great local food. It takes a little patience to find something new and different at this night market, but there's enough to choose from that you'll probably find the perfect souvenir if you look around. Number 7. Bangla Road. The most clubs, bars, shows, and other fun things to do at night in Phuket. Soi Bangla can be roughly split into 3 parts, each of which has its own vibe. Most of Phuket's biggest and best nightclubs are at the end of Soi Bangla. Further to the west, you'll find the middle section. This is where most of the go-go bars on Bangla Road are, as well as a lot of street vendors. The most laid-back part of Bangla Road is the beach end, which starts at Soi Freedom. On the south side of the road, there are almost only beer bars. Some of the most popular places in the area are across the street. There are also ladyboy cabaret dancers around here who pose for pictures and point people in the direction of their venues. All of the shops at the beach end of the street sell suits, souvenirs, and fast food. Number 8. Old Town of Phuket. In the middle of Phuket's sleepy provincial capital, you'll find beautiful Sino-Portuguese buildings and cool shops in the most unexpected places. Phuket Town has a lot more to offer than you might think, like great restaurants and interesting sights. A stroll through Phuket's Old Town on a Sunday afternoon is a fascinating and unforgettable experience. Thanks to the unique mix of colonial and Chinese architecture and a sense of quaintness. Don't forget your camera and be ready for the unexpected. Soi Romani can be found right in the middle of Phuket Old Town. Walking around the Soi makes you think about Phuket's interesting past. A lot of the streets in Phuket's Old Town are lined with beautiful shophouses in the Sino-Portuguese style. Some of the old buildings have been turned into cafes, bars, and guest houses. You can have a relaxing night out here. Number 9. James Bond Island. James Bond Island was first known as Koh Tapu, which means Nail Island, because of its shape. It became famous after it was featured in the 1974 movie The Man with the Golden Gun. The whole area around this island and its famous rocky pinnacle is beautiful. But the tiny rock in the middle of Phang Nga Bay can get a little crowded because it is so popular. From a boat or a small beach on Koh Ping Gan, you can see James Bond Island. James Bond Island is a popular destination for sailing and kayaking. Most organized tours stop at other popular islands in the Andaman Sea, like Koh Phanyi, a Muslim fishing village built on stilts where you can have a seafood lunch. Even though tour companies usually give you a plastic bag to protect your camera, You should bring one that snaps shut and is waterproof. Number 10. Boxing in Thailand. Muay Thai is one of Thailand's most popular sports to watch. Even though it's exciting to watch on TV, seeing the non-stop punches, crushing elbow strikes, powerful kicks, and clever feints live is even more exciting. Thai boxing matches can be seen at stadiums built just for them. On Soi Sai Namyan in Patong. In Phuket, you can also train in Muay Thai. There is a whole street in Chalong where almost every building is a gym, a health food restaurant, or a cheap place to stay for people learning Thai boxing. Most people train for Muay Thai twice a day, and most training sessions last between 2 and 3 hours, depending on the level and skill of the student. If you are a beach lover, check out this other video with 10 stunning beaches you must visit.